guns and
Welcome back to Legalese. This is Jack Wilenchek, and we're talking to Gerald Celente, who's a very well-known forecaster of the TrendsJournal and the TrendsResearchInstitute. Gerald, welcome back to the show.
Thanks, Jack.
Absolutely. All right, let's get to the big issues on everybody's mind. Who's going to win the election?
Well, we wrote in the TrendsJournal on October 3rd, 2011, that if the presidential reality show were to be held back then, because that's all it is to me, it's a presidential reality.
I like that.
If anybody watched the conventions, it was half, NFL Super Bowl halftime show and
right.
A mega church revival meeting. We said that if the Republican leaders at that time, any one of them, and at that time it was Romney, Bachmann, and Perry, if any of those three were leading the race, it would be Obama.
Yeah.
Because again, I'm not. By the
I
way,
find it hard to disagree.
I two things I want to mention. First of all, the motto of the TrendsJournal is "Think for yourself." I don't tell anybody what to believe. This is the way we see it. We're not telling anybody what to believe. This is why we see it, and we go on from there. The second thing is, and I know people's first reactions say, "Oh, how could he say that?" I'm not voting in this election. I don't vote for lesser of two evils. I don't go out with lesser of two evils. I don't do business with lesser of two evils. I don't hang out with lesser of two evils. I'll be damned if I will vote for lesser of two evils to run my country and run my life. So having said that, the reason why we're saying Obama will win is because it's the presidential reality show, and he's a better actor than Romney. That's all this is. It's theater.
Yeah.
When you break it down between the two of them, there's not a lot of difference. Oh, they say things differently. But it's like voting for, the new president of the country club. I want to build tennis courts. Well, I'm going to make the swimming pool bigger. That's all it is. So we're looking at, in the absence of a catastrophic event,
right.
A wild card, we're calling Obama, and we have for over a year now.
No, I like that. I like the comparison to a reality show, and I think that's what it has been for a lot of people, and that's what it's been in the major media. There's a lot of focus on a lot of things that don't matter, like a lot of gaffes, and there's always the focus on gaffes. But to me, it seems like it's the worst it's ever been in this election.
Jack, I've been at this for 32 years. I mentioned to you I began my career in politics.
Yeah.
I've never seen such a disgraceful show like this one.
Yeah.
Here's Obama. He goes to the UN yesterday. He can't meet with world leaders. Can't make it, man. I got to be on The View. I got to be on The
Exactly,
View.
yeah.
I mean, what are you kidding? They're on Leno. They're on The View. And you know what I loved about the presidential reality show? How the wives got out there and said how great their husbands are. I never heard a woman talking about how great their husbands are in all my life like these women talk about these guys. I mean, really, whoever is anybody. And this is a job. I don't care about your family. I don't care about your wife. Could you imagine going for a job and your wife going with you to say how great you are?
That's right.
No, this is comedy, and the sad thing is it's so serious.
Yeah.
Because we have unqualified people that are leading this nation into destruction. Everything they touch, you name the party. Hey, how about those weapons of mass destruction and ties to Al-Qaeda? Yeah, I just bought some last week. I mean, come on. They'll take you to war, they'll steal your money, and they'll ruin your lives. And people accept it. That's why I'm not voting. Let's go down the list. Education. I just mentioned to you how wonderful we're doing. Just hit a new low with SAT numbers. How about the war on drugs? Isn't that a wonderful one? $1 trillion later, jails filled up with minor offenders. It's working great. How about health care? Love it. It's terrific. We spend the most in the world and get the least. How about the military? Oh, terrific. I got an idea. Let's start a war in Afghanistan. Keep it going for 10 years, and then we'll leave having accomplished nothing. Or better yet, let's go into Iraq. We'll go there, lose $1 trillion, kill 1 million people, destroy the country, get more people to hate us, and then we'll start a war in Libya. Hey, wonder why they attacked the consulate. It's that film, I tell you. So anyway, that's why, to me, I'm not voting.
Yeah.
I will not be a part of this corrupt system any longer.
Well, I do want to ask you a question. I was, kind of perusing the internet, reading about the TrendsJournal and the Trends Research Institute, which you're involved with, and I saw somewhere you were doing something about direct democracy, and I have to ask you what that is, direct democracy. If I had to guess, you're predicting that in the future people are going to vote like, for a major election, kind of like they do, like they like something on Facebook, like over email or the internet, right?
Well, sure. If you could bank online, why can't you vote online? And
Yeah.
then they're going to say, they could rig the system. Yeah, like now. You can have it totally transparent.
Yeah.
Now, but really, if you could bank online and trillions of dollars could be exchanged throughout the world, we could vote online. In Switzerland, it's direct democracy. People say, that's a small country. It doesn't matter if 1 million people vote or it's 300 million or 100 million people vote. They're voting on an issue. You want to go to war? Let the people vote. I don't need a guy like McCain coming out and telling me what to do, or anybody else. I don't need anybody to think for me.
Okay,
I'm an intelligent guy, so let's vote on issues.
Right.
You want to bail out the banks? Let the people vote.
You're taking a step further. You're saying
vote.
people should directly vote on major issues and major pieces of legislation.
You got it.
Wow, well, that's a scary thing to me.
Switzerland, and check out Switzerland. Food's good, nice place to visit. Everybody has guns. They don't kill each other. Highest standard of living in the world, and they haven't been in a war since about 1837.
Don't you think it's a scary thing, though? I mean, if we worry about people focusing on the wrong things in like a big presidential election, like, who says what, who's on The View, don't you think it's kind of a scary thing then to have...
Scary thing now for the people that are in charge. How about that guy that says, he's running for senator in Missouri about... hey, if a woman gets raped, don't worry, it'll be an immaculate conception. I mean, look at the lunatics you have out there, one after another.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, you get the same thing anyway, so why not just do it faster
the future we
over the internet?
We'll get the future we deserve, right or wrong, rather than a gang of 535 telling 312 million people how to tie their shoes. And think about what they're doing now and how they're ruining the economy. Where's the economy going? Hey, they just did some more QE3. Yeah, guess who's making the dough? The banks. The interest rates went down a little bit, but the banks are still making a lot more money. Oh, QE2 and QE1. How much money did they dump into the system? Oh, try $23 trillion? Who got the money? The banks. The too big to fails got bigger. Where's the economy going? It's only going to get worse. And that's why I don't tell people what to invest in or what to think, but that's why I've been forecasting since the gold bull run when I first forecasted in 2001. It's right on our webpage. The article's there, TrendsJournal.com, on the forecast page, the beginning of the gold bull run. My forecast is this, Jack. If gold stays above the 1770 level for extended period, a couple of weeks, 3 weeks or so, and stays above that strongly, the next gold bull run begins, because all of the governments around the world, the Europeans, the Chinese, the Japanese, the U.S., they're all dumping this digital money, not worth the paper it's printed on, to prop up the failing world economy.
Well, you beat me to it. That was going to be my last question. When are we going to get out of the recession? We both know, everything goes up, everything goes down. So when are we going to go back up?
Well, this is going down unless they change the things. And again, as I said, how could it change? Bring back the regulations, the Glass-Steagall Act, that prohibited the bankers from becoming casinos that gamble, and then when they lose their bets, we have to pay them off. That was under Clinton. Bring back the Robinson-Patman Act, the Sherman Antitrust Act, the Clayton Antitrust Act. In the old days, let's say you were going to open up a shop and you're going to sell glassware, and you went to the manufacturer and said, I want to buy 8 dozen of these. And I went in and I said, I want to buy 800 dozen. Guess what? We both get the same price. That's why those acts were put in place, to make the playing field really level. And let's put back the trade barriers that Clinton pulled down and Bush pulled down. In the World Trade Center, when the Chinese got into the World Trade Organization? 2 weeks after 9/11, when nobody was watching. With NAFTA, remember they were going to create a higher standard of living? Our standard of living has gone down. Put in place the barriers that prohibit the slave labor countries from dumping their products over here and having a few manufacturers who are doing the business make all the dough?
Well, I guess the answer to our problems is the law, which was a surprising answer for me being a lawyer, but to change the law, huh?
They changed the law.
All right, I want to thank Gerald Celente. Man, you're great. Thanks so much for coming on the show. You're with the TrendsJournal and the Trends Research Institute. You want to throw out the web address real quick?
TrendsJournal.com, and the new autumn edition of the Trends Journal will be out shortly.
All right, good deal. This is KFNX 1100 Independent Talk.